I worked kind of a lot on my portfolio, just kind of building a portfolio, working for free or, working for really, really cheap just to build a portfolio throughout my degree. So I kind of did that for probably sort of 3-4 years whilst I was studying. And then when I graduated, I got my first project. It was actually just through someone finding me on Facebook, and that was like a big sort of farmhouse project. So yeah, I was like super excited about that one.
So I decided to start offering my work on sort of Facebook for local people for free, and then I did it for £50 a room, and still with the aim to build up a portfolio to take to an employer in London whenever COVID ended. But obviously that never happened, so it just sort of developed into a brand, and yeah, it completely evolved from there. There was no plan, it was just completely fortuitous that the way it went is how it went. I've got my own business now, so Mackenzie Interiors. I work with clients of all different budgets, mainly residential, and it's flying. I'm very, very lucky that it is flying. I seem to have a rolling sort of 3 to 4 month waiting list, so it's amazing.
Post-degree, things have been quite crazy for me in terms of work, both residential and commercial. I started, as I say, with freelancer platforms, and what I felt that allowed me to do is have some sort of portfolio that I could put in front of clients, which I actually mixed a lot of my degree projects into that portfolio, but there was some real life projects in there as well, so it was hard to tell what was degree and what was real life, which I think gave me a massive leg up. I started working on various projects through speaking to people that I knew, people that I'd met through the freelancer platforms, and it started off with a large commercial space in America, which was for a wealth management company, and it was for furniture procurement, basic design, but no real solid changes, so I felt really comfortable with my background jumping into that project, and it ended up being a really large, it was a 75-seater office, so that went incredibly well. And then leading on from that, I've worked on a number of large residential properties that have come through House and freelancer platforms, and they varied from 3 to 4 bedroom houses to a 7-bedroom house in Piccadilly, which is being separated into 7 individual apartments for Airbnb. Don't be scared to reach out to people if it's a job you're passionate about or you love. There's been times where jobs have come up that I felt passionate about, or I really felt that I'd be a good fit for it, or I really wanted to do the work, and I've reached out to the people personally. A good example is the Shard. That was a job that came up on a freelancer platform, and I fell in love with, having looked at the company, I fell in love with their brand colours, what they were doing, really interesting company, bright, cheerful, crazy graphics, and I thought this was a project I'd love to be involved in. So after the initial consultation on the app, I reached out via LinkedIn to the owner of the company, and noticed, having reached out on LinkedIn, that we had common ground, and he was a rugby fan, and obviously I played rugby, so that being brave and reaching out meant that inevitably I got the contract. And the worst someone's ever going to say is no. If you're polite and you find common ground and you just send them a message and say, I'm really passionate about this, then maybe they say yes, maybe they say no, but at least you've extended the olive branch, and maybe it leads to something and maybe it doesn't.